Hi everybody, my name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today we are talking about Fire It Up. I am, astrologically speaking, a lot of things, but my sun sign is Sagittarius, my moon sign is Leo. I am a double fire, is how they would describe that. I'm 0 degrees water, cusping Scorpio and Cancer, which really makes me both because there's 30 degrees in any given sign, and I'm right on the line. So I'm like a spicy firewater liquor. It's a very appropriate description of me, actually. Um, so I want to talk about activating fire. I don't have Earth in my chart, so I'm not your advisor on how to slow down, but I can give you advice on how to speed it up. I got a lot of fire and a lot of water going on in this chart, so I definitely feel the need for speed. And I wanted to talk for a minute about that. I feel like a lot of people are actually needing more fire activation as a result of the pandemic and the massive alteration that has long been needed here at Earth School, where we kind of redirect our attention to Black Lives Matter, women's bodies matter, and the way we talk about women matters. Like, maybe let's talk about their minds and not their butts all the time. But there's more to this age, which is a lot of people may feel a certain level of stagnation, lethargy. There's a lot of emotional stuff flushing up for people as we transition into new ways of being. And many people may, in their own astrology charts, not have a lot of fire. And this is a great time to actually get it going and activate your fire. So I want to start with talking about Einstein. He's one of my favorite people, and I heard tell two things of him long ago. I haven't investigated it. I just always liked this idea of him. I heard that he did not know how to tie his own shoes, and he didn't bother with that tidbit of information because he didn't want to waste unnecessary space in his mind. He knew and was humble enough to know that he could ask anyone to teach him at any point or anyone to help him do it. He was unafraid to say, hey, can you help me tie my shoes? I can't do that. He didn't mind looking like a fool because he was busy thinking about these large, deep concepts, heavy mathematics and interesting questions about time and space and gravity. So he didn't know how to do that. I also heard tell that he didn't know his own address, and he didn't know that because he knew he could get assistance from other two-leggeds to find his address. So no sense in wasting mind space with the retention of that. This particular aspect of Einstein, I have actually marinated on a lot because it's really fascinating idea to me, and it sounds really efficient and really effective to not waste your brain space on stuff that it doesn't need to be focused on. And I think that there are a lot of ways that I do that maybe you do that we as two-leggeds can do that. One of the greatest ways that I have found to more effectively use my fire, use my energy, use my motivation, use my direction in life towards that which I seek, that which I want, is to be organized. This may not be where you thought I was going to take the talk, but I do want to talk about the virtue and the value of not filling your mind with a bunch of things that are a waste of time. So for me, I'll talk about this in a few different facets of life. Let's talk about data organization. Data is something we are engaged with more and more and more as the days go by. Every month, every year, we find ourselves processing more data than we did before. And it's a lot to track. I mean, used to be the data you tracked was the newspaper coming on your porch from the newspaper delivery guy and talking to your neighbors. Just nominal amounts of data, and as we accelerate with billboards, text messages, emails, all the various formats of social media, all the various formats of how you can receive a payment, television, internet, all of these different ways we can receive information, in addition to the magnitude and the voluminous nature of information that naturally increases as you have now 7.9 billion people. That number keeps increasing. We keep adding to the content here. Data organization can be a really important place to begin with giving your attention more to yourself so that you can turn your attention towards your passions. You can turn your attention towards, like, oh, I really love to, Heather loves to camp. She loves to be in nature. She loves to hike. She loves to do a lot of things. Actually, she loves to study. She loves to, but the amount of time I spend entertaining and efficiency is wasted time that I could have used to do the things I love and the things I want to be in my life and where I want to go and what I want to do. So on my computer, I have a picture of two skeletons kissing because I love death and I love love. And they seem to go together. Everything I love dies. So, yay. But other than that, I have a trash can and I have a folder, and that folder is called All, ALL. And inside of All is all of the content that I'm going to use on my computer. Now, that causes me to have every time I go to my computer, I have a perfectly clean desktop. And I have this image right now that evokes awareness around death and around love and a focus that I want in my life. But I can change that backdrop image to words or images or anything that I want to invoke, inspire, activate me. And my mind isn't cluttered with all these other folders, all these other messages, all this other imagery. It's just like, here's one message and here's all of the content on your computer. Inside of All, I'll have these folders for like images. If Heather works with an image, it's in the images folder. So all of my folders are labeled a single word. So I have classes like Be a Witch, Read the Tarot, Quantum Self. But in my Rare Bird Medicine folder, which is titled RBM, there will be a folder for Witch, Tarot, Quantum. I just get as concise as I can with the data. I always delete out any irrelevant data. And this is in labeling a document, a PowerPoint, any format of data. I'm going to minimize the way I label that file or the way I label that folder so that it's the most concise, most nominal amount of data I can use to understand what it is. And so my All folder has a bunch of single word folders like RBM, images, whatever it is. Maybe forms if I'm going to, use forms in my life or whatever that is. And that just keeps everything really clean. I don't go to my computer and see all of this stuff and have to remember that folder's over here. And I don't have to kind of dig through unnecessary words. I'm not going to call, if I'm making a document, I'm not going to call it the such and such document or the such and such form because it's going to be a .doc. And when you open it up, you're going to see it's a form. So I'm going to remove irrelevant data. I do that with my phone too. On my phone, I have an image of a very attractive man. And that's very inspiring and motivating and activating to me. That's like, reminds me to be grateful. And then I have my folders, essentially. There's there's a folder for visual, and visual holds my camera, it holds my Instagram, it holds anything visual that I would do with this phone. And I have one called Office, and Office will have my calculator, it's going to have my email, it's going to have everything that's Office-y related that I might do in an office. So you might use different words, but you can get organized with your data through your phone, through your computer, and that's going to cause you to have less attention on what you don't want, so you can place more attention on what you do want and fire up more of what you do want. Another place this can show up where we can need to extract any unwanted so that we can garner more of our precious, valuable commodity called our attention and place it where we'd have it be, would be maintaining a clean car, maintaining a clean home. These can be challenging things to do, especially if you have kids, if you got a lot going on, if you tend to travel a lot. I definitely like to be in the car a lot, and I love getting into and out of a clean car. So whatever I put into the car, I take out of the car. I certainly have fiery emergency things in my car that always live there, like a gas can, like tampons, like things that it's like if Heather has a fiery emergency, her needs can be met as she traverses the earth. And outside of my shopping bags and gas cans and things, I don't keep things in my car because every time I get in my car, believe it or not, even though you may not be actively thinking of it, you're aware that there's a bottle over there, a book over there, a backpack over there, trash in that corner. Your mind is holding and categorizing all of that stuff. So if you're somebody that has found it difficult to honor your vehicle or honor your body or honor your home. You don't have to just dive in and be like, okay, I'm going to spend the next 3 hours cleaning my car. You can just slowly head that direction. You can say, you know what? Sometime this week, I'm going to just get the trash out of my car. And then sometime next week, I'm going to start taking things into the house. And I'm going to put a reminder on my phone to like take some things out of the car when I get out of the car. I'm just going to do it bit by bit. I'm going to slowly form this habit where when I get out of my car, whatever went into it comes out of it, aside from emergency items. Same with your home. Like I now make my bed every day. I used to not do it. Einstein thing, like, well, is it efficient? I'm going to get back in it. But the studies have shown that it actually can increase kind of like your self-esteem to make the bed and get into a clean bed every night. So I make my bed every day. Like I do my dishes all day long because I'm a little OCD, frankly. But like it can really help. I have in my own kitchen, I have my pots and pans. I just have screws in the wall and all my pots and pans hang on the wall. And it just makes my life so easy. I'm 5'9". I don't want to dig under stuff all the time to try to get to my dishes. I cook a lot at home. I like to put love in my food. I like to know the quality of ingredients of my food, that it's all organic, and I've chosen it, and it's the highest and best for me in my temple. I'm going to make also what's in my home easily accessible. So I'm not spending a lot of time digging around for my pots and pans, digging around for my paints and art supplies. I'm going to want to make the things that I use most closest to me, easiest to get, easiest to use, so that my life is in a flow to where I'm not spending a lot of time and attention on unwanted things like getting a pot or a pan to cook a dish. So one of the things we can do, if you feel like that component of keeping your home organized has been challenging, again, you don't have to clean the entire, I think that what happens is if that's not been our forte, it can feel overwhelming. It's like, oh my God, it would take forever to clean this thing. You don't have to clean the whole house in a day, you know? Pick a room. Pick a room and say, this is going to be my sacred temple room, and I'm going to really work to just with this room. I'm going to like, and if it's really crazy in there, okay, I'm just going to clean this corner, or I'm just going to take the trash out, or just focus and then slowly start to make that a sacred temple space for you. You'll find that it feels so good and it makes things so much easier that you might want to do it in another room. But if you have a room that is filled with things, your consciousness is holding awareness of all the things. My consciousness is holding awareness of all the many, 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 many art supplies that Heather has, because I am a crafty witch and I like to make all kinds of stuff. But I sometimes need to release and recognize I'm abundant and prosperity will continue to flow towards me, so I can get supplies if I need them. But if I'm not going to use resources, then I need to share them with my brethren. I need to like recognize my abundance and prosperity by extending it out into the world. And we can do this even with the self. You know, if you've been putting yourself on the back burner, for me, I've had a bit of fluctuation with the pandemic, periods where I'm just kind of drinking and not eating right, and periods where I'm choosing to drink intermittently and eat much better and be aware. I just had a dear friend teach me to eat berries, so now I'm eating berries. Love it. Love that story when I get a sweet tooth. So some of the things you can do are just start giving a little fire. Like, let's say you're not exercising at all. I do a lot of hiking, but I kind of stopped doing yoga at home, and I love to do yoga. It maintains a really flexible body. That's valuable to do when you're in your 40s. So what I need to do is start doing just 5 minutes of stretching, and I feel very inspired and motivated to do that now. I mean, I continue to hike and get exercise that way, but let me start stretching 5 minutes a day so I maintain this flexibility, which is something I want to see in my life. What is it that you have fire on in your life? Is there anything you're heating up, that you're cooking up, that you've got your attention on, that doesn't serve you, that doesn't help? Get it off the burner. And let's bring from the back burner. Let's bring forward that which we say we want, instead of just having this constant thought of like, I wish I had a clean car, or I wish I had more time for all the things I want in my life. Then let's give a little attention to creating a life that provides us the time we want to do what we love. May you fire it up this week. Go to rarebirdmedicine.com, click on the classes link. We have a new class starting tomorrow night. Blessed be.